and welcome everyone to the 2024 European Women's Lacrosse Championships in Braga, Portugal. Over the next 10 days, we will see 19 teams fight for European gold, with the top 7 teams qualifying for the World Lacrosse Division I Championships in Japan 2026. My name is Anna Peterson. I'm the coaching coordinator for the European Lacrosse Federation, and I will be providing commentary for this opening game between host nation Portugal and Team Norway. Starting tomorrow, we'll also be joined by Sophie Coombs-Roberts of Wales, our head commentator for the event. But for now, we'll start and wait for the national anthems, starting with Team Norway. The sun is out with temperatures at around 24 Celsius, a welcome change for both our athletes and our officials. There's been a steady shower over the last few days as everyone has settled in. The crowds have streamed in after an incredibly lively opening ceremony and parade through Braga City Center. And we're excited to bring you live streaming of every game of the European Championships with a selected number out for commentary. We've seen some big rule changes in the women's game over the past year, including the elimination of the 11-meter fan, which has affected both attack and defense in some really interesting ways that I hope to point out throughout this game. We also have some changes regarding shooting space fouls and something you may not have, that you may already have noticed, which is squad size. Teams are now able to bring 22 players on their rosters, an increase of 4 since our last World Championships. And I'll say it's a welcome change from the teams, as this is a long and intense 10 days of play. So I think we can expect to see teams rotate players a little bit more actively with rest as well as active play. We have 34 officials for this tournament representing Europe, North America, Asia, and Oceania. And we appreciate all of those making the journey to join us for the next 10 days. Live statistics are going to be available throughout the tournament, provided by Point Bench. You can visit www.welc2024.pt/results. You can also follow along on Instagram throughout the tournament at WELC_2024. Portugal is one of two teams making their debut in this tournament alongside Poland. They are being led by head coach Ken Lubert and assistant coach Ricardo Andrade. This is Norway's third trip to the European Championships, placing 15th in 2015 in the Czech Republic and improving to 10th place in 2019 in Netanya. They are being led by head coach Tom Graham and assistant coach Elizabeth Våland Sur. Tom is based in Oslo. He's a native of Australia and a member of their national men's field team. Elizabeth is a former Team Norway player, joining the team on both of their trips to the ECs and the World Championships in Towson in 2022, where the team placed 22nd. We'll also give a quick shout out to Jessica Stockhoff, who has been head coach for Team Norway since late 2022, who could not make the tournament due to becoming a new mum just a few weeks ago. Congratulations, and I'm sure you'll have plenty to be proud of watching from home over the next 2 weeks. Portugal's head coach Ken Lubert has coached for 16 years in both the US and Canada. He has been involved with Team Portugal since October of last year. And assistant Ricardo has been working on the ground with local Portuguese players for the past 2 years, especially with their sixes competitions. And both are just very excited to have their first games together as a team and be competitive throughout the tournament and play some great game. Captains for Team Portugal will be number 19, Raquel Gamboa, and number 23, Melissa Gonçalves. And on Team Norway, we have number 18, Anine Jonseth, number 15, Stina Bjørnas, and number 34, Sigrid Nestegard Røe. And stepping up to take the draw, we have Stina from Team Norway and number 25, Grace Haskell from Portugal. There we have the opening draw taken by Team Norway with some ball scramble on the ground. And Team Portugal will come away with it. Number 12, Filipa Esposito. As they try to move the ball upfield. In goal for Portugal, we have number 28, Hannah Smith. Looking to make that safe pass into the midfield. In goal for Norway, we have number 20, Kina Ødegaard. passing the ball to the left, to the right, to someone along the line extended, and have more options. We have a shooting space violation. Oh, that's my mistake. It is goalie ball. With number 4. Team Norway. From number 15, Stina Bjørnnes. Number on Team Portugal. And that's possession by number 5, Paulina Friedland on Team Norway, who's going to send it around, and they'll try to set up an attack plan here. That was a nice attempt by number 19, Anniken Hemsted. And a beautiful look, a beautiful assist from number 3, Tala Solsted, to number 18, Anina Jonstedt, right in front of the cage. One too many players on the field for Team Portugal as they organize their substitutions. And that is a regain of possession by Team Norway. Anniken Midtun with the ball, sending it around. And Nina Jonstedt with the ball behind, looking to make an aggressive move right in front of the net, and she does it. Beautiful patience, waiting for those defenders to clear the space. Back on the draw with Team Norway and Team Portugal. We're still sorting out some technical issues with this, with the voice stream, so my commentary will be on and off for a little bit as we get it sorted. Oh, and Portugal trying to get that ball to safety as they make their way down the midfield. So I mentioned that this 15-meter fan change has affected both attack and defense in some pretty interesting ways. And one of those is that with defense now hanging out on the 15, in order to create those safe passes on attack, the attackers have to move backwards 3 to 4 meters themselves to maintain those safe passes. So passing on top of the fan used to be a relatively safe choice. If you bobbled the ball or it became loose out of your stick, you had a good amount of space to retain that ball. But now, that restraining line is only 3 to 4 meters away from you when you have possession. So it becomes much more precarious to lose a ball up top. And as soon as there's a ground ball, you're going to have 3 very hungry attackers from the other team looking to take possession of that ball. So we've seen a lot more dynamic changes of possession in the game above the 15-meter after that change. And it also allows the defense to take a little bit more of a steering role of pressing out against that top, on the top of the 15-meter and create some turnover opportunities. That was a great idea to pass to that side, getting around those Norwegian defenders in the shooting lane. And some great pressure there by Sigrid Solheim, number 34. And that was an incredibly precise, powerful shot by number 16, Sage de Silva. You may have seen that there was a whistle and a flag there, likely for a shooting space call. The change that we've had in the rule for shooting space is now that it used to be that if a shooting space was called, you were granted a free position shot and you would take that free position shot. Now, if you shoot the ball before or as the whistle blows for a shooting space call and the ball goes in the net, the goal counts. If the goal hits the goalie or it hits the pipe, it's a goalie ball and there's a change of possession. So you now get to keep that goal that you've earned even if defense put themselves in a dangerous position to attempt to stop it. Now we've got some fast transition down the field by Team Norway. And a strong sidearm pass shot by number 3, Tala Solfjell. That takes our score to 4-1 Norway. As we see 2 new players take the draw, we have Anniken for Team Norway, and I think Gabriella Mahaferty for Team Portugal. We can also see that Portugal has now moved one of their midfielders down below the restraining line, which is commonly called an overload. And what this allows them to do is if Norway gets a quick possession of that ball, that 4th player that's standing behind the restraining line, their only job is to then find that person with the ball and double the ball. So it creates a little bit of extra pressure and allows them to fortify their defense a little bit if they feel like they're vulnerable. Now we have number 18, Anine Janset, behind net, looking for that strong right-handed roll. And she's going to pass it off after some great pressure by number 2, Jessica Lubert. Ooh, and that's a high shot. From number 35. Emily Sivertsen. number 10, Joanna Nevois, sends the ball over to her fellow defenders, number 2, and then number 5, Francisca Valconcelos, as they make some great passes, switching the field direction to give themselves some safer passing opportunities. Here we have a strong drive by number 14, Izzy Dudley, passing it up to number 27, or 23, Melissa Gonçalves. Oh, a beautiful save by Kina Odegaard with some very nimble passing for Portugal right in front of the goal line. And the ball is passed up to number 31, Anneke Mittun, picked up by Sigrid Solheim and sent further down to some safe attacking area. There's an attempt at a quick pass right in front of the net, but smartly seen by Portugal. Number 16, Sage Silva. And we have a push charge on number 34, Sigrid Solheim. Quickly put back into movement by number 7, but a great point-blank save by Kina. Number 4, Sigrid Nestergarud moving around the top, and we have Andrea Granerud going for a strong drive. Bobbled out of the stick. Oh, and that is going to be the end of our first quarter. Score 4 for Norway, 1 to Portugal. right, we are ready to start our second quarter. We've seen, I would say, a pretty calm, measured pace from both teams so far this game. We haven't seen a lot of nerves. I think there's been some really great passing, really great defending as everyone settles into that first day of competition, which is especially stressful for both teams since they have probably around 200 spectators for this opening game. And we have a loose ground ball picked up by Kina, looking for that safe outlet. But Portugal, you can see, is giving them space to make that initial pass and preferring to prioritize getting back on defense and preventing that strong drive and that fast break. Have a call there. I'm not sure what that foul was, unfortunately. We can check with the refs after the game, but Norway retains possession. And here you see, if we had our Portuguese attackers on that restraining line, how little room Norway would have had to make those passes on the top of the 15-meter. So if you're looking to apply pressure, that's going to be an opportunity. What a great pickup by Portugal. Number 25, Grace Haskell. And it's a decisive left-handed shot. Very well played, very well paced. And Portugal is on the board again with their second goal. As a reminder, you can follow the live statistics if you can't watch the games live throughout the tournament at www.WELC2024.pt. And here we have a scramble for possession off that draw, with number 1 on Norway taking possession after what I would likely call a push call. And that's Emily Hood. Great pressure from Portugal there after losing possession of the ball. Great pressure. And Portugal's doing a great job of picking up those players that are switching and using each other to set picks and try to cut off visibility for both the keeper and their teammates. We have Anina rolling the cage with left hand and losing the ball, unfortunately, in that hand switch. But retains that, gets that ground ball back. And that's going to be awarded to Portugal. I believe that stick got in the way, preventing the other team from the opportunity from picking up the ball. So one thing I'll mention on the continuing our discussion on the 15-meter change, defense now, all of the rules that applied in the 11-meter now apply to the whole 15, which means those 3-second calls apply to the whole 15-meter. And this creates some interesting challenges for defense. It is much more difficult to keep your eyes on the ball and your player at the same time. So especially where there used to be elbows and you have an angle looking at the top of the arc, those slides become 4 meters longer when you're trying to support your teammates. So it's been some visibility and body placement challenges that we've really had to adjust over the past 12 months as we get used to these new rules. And we have a flag. And that was a check across the body. On number 5, Paulina Friedenlund, and number 21 will be taking that shot, Gabriella Mahaferty. And that's going to be Norway ball. Norway decides to move the ball around. Portugal pressuring far back behind the net. It's going to create more stress on those passes, increase the likelihood that pass is going to go awry. And here we have Christina McGrory in front of the net with number 28, Hannah Smith, the goalie, coming out aggressively to defend her house. And that ball goes high and wide, but they have backup behind the cage with number 19 on again. A wonderfully precise pass to number 17 inside that 15-meter Emilia Ellefsen Fagerhøy. See, Portugal has now abandoned that overload strategy. We have 3 attackers, 3 midfielders, 3 defenders, matching up evenly with Norway. And that is going to be Norway's ball. There was early entry by Team Portugal inside the circle. Sida Bjørnes starts with the ball as they move it down. So I'll say one advantage that has come out of the 15-meter change for the defensive end, even though it is much more challenging to keep an eye on your players and to make those long slides, for attack, when you feed the ball in, the feed now has to be a lot longer than it used to be. So we've had to retrain how hard those passes are, because when they are, 10 meters longer than usual, instead of getting that hard, crisp pass that goes directly into the stick, you'll get a bigger arch, a bit of a rainbow pass, and that opens up opportunities for defense to intercept the ball. And we've seen a huge increase in interceptions, in knockdowns, because defense has that extra 1 or 2 seconds to read the ball if it's coming from the other side of the 15. So there's advantages to be gained from both sides, even though it offers challenges to both. And that is a beautiful corner shot by number 7, Christina McGrory, for Team Norway. We have yet to see any timeouts in this game. Each team is allowed 2 throughout the duration of the game. scramble in the midfield with a possession gained by number 2, Tina Kjelsol. And that's a wonderful opportunity for Norway. Number 18, Anina Janset. You can see they're setting their attack in motion before that Portuguese defense gets fully set, so they can take advantage of players looking around to see where their player is, where the ball is, and take advantage of that unsettled situation. We have a whistle. Number 21, Gabriella Mahaferty, will retain that ball as the Norwegian attack comes down to redefend. Strong drive by number 7. Really smart slide by the Norwegian defense, and Kina is ready to stop that ball. This Norwegian team has been together for a while. We have some players who are on their 3rd European Championship. And it seems that we have a yellow card on number 22 for a check to the head. That is Erin Lucas. Norway is going to make a quick change here. But yes, this Norwegian team has a lot of experience playing together. They've been having training camps every 6 to 8 weeks for the past year and a half, getting ready for this tournament. And so they know each other's playing style well. A lot of them play against each other in the club season, locally in Oslo, in Bergen, and other cities around the country. And that is a swift ball pickup by number 16, Sage de Silva. The Portuguese team is made up of a few different groups. We have a core set of Portuguese players who got their team started playing in the sixes discipline. This is for a lot of their local players, this is going to be their first experience playing the 10v10 game. There's no real league yet in Portugal. It's an early development stage of the sport, but they are really eager to grow interest in the sport and do a lot more recruiting. They were passing out bracelets and marketing materials to everyone in the city today to tell them about the sport of lacrosse and invite them to into the stadium to get used to the game, to get introduced, and create some more local excitement. Portugal's also joined by some heritage players coming out of the US and Canada who took part in the Heritage Cup last month over the summer, and then again at Lisboa Cup earlier in the month. So different areas of the team have experience playing together, so they are excited to really come together as a team throughout this tournament and develop together and create that shared culture and what it's going to mean to play for Portugal lacrosse in the future. Oh, a strong drive by number 16, Andre Granerud. And they will set that ball up. And that's likely because that shot happened after the whistle. Oh no, it is a goalie ball because they called that shooting space call as the ball was leaving the stick, or the ball left the stick after the whistle. A nice clear by Graça Collado, and they will try to get a final goal in here before halftime. Great defending by number 5, Carlina Friedenlund, as the ball comes around the goal circle. Oh. Wonderful placement by Portugal, wonderful patience. They caught that Norwegian defender in front of the goalie, cutting off her line of sight with a great goal to end our second quarter. The score at 7-3. So we will see you back after halftime. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of our first game of the European Championships in Braga, Portugal. We have Team Norway against Team Portugal. And we're ready to get going. We saw a lot of confident passes, a lot of really well-placed shots in this first half by both teams. We don't see a lot of wasting, not a huge amount of wide shots. That's a great pickup by midfielder Andrea Granerud, who's going to take the ball down, try to get things settled for Team Norway. Great ball movement, seeing where the opportunity is going to lie. Ooh, and it's just wide of the cage for number 7, Christina Magori. And because they had a player closer to that end line in number 3, Tala, they were able to keep possession of that ball. Oh, and look at that. Just as we mentioned earlier, those longer passes, longer time for those defenders to track that ball and take a chance. That was wonderfully done by number 25, Grace Haskell. She plays for the Merrimack College Warriors in the United States. And we see now Portugal making some great passes around the 15-meter, and then you see a very hungry Anini Onset on that restraining line looking to take possession on that ball if she can. Oh, just wide of the keeper. Hard with 2 defenders there to block the way. But nice to see Portugal come into the second half with plenty of energy. And that's going to be possession for Norway, sending it back to the keeper before we make our way upfield. Oh. Small little check there from Portugal, but Norway manages to keep it within the field. And we're back on attack. Portugal being loud on defense, getting organized. See number 11 making those moves to walk backwards to keep an eye on both her player and the ball. Sorry, number 21. We have number 5, Paulina Friedlund, coming around that top, and she's going to send the ball to number 3. Great reaction there from Portugal. Nice slide. Can get tricky with a lot of traffic with players switching positions. Oh, wonderful block by the defense there. But I think they're going to get a shooting space call there. Or possibly a check. With this longer 15-meter, those defenders have time to get in and block that ball. Nice defense there by Paulina Friedland on the goalie. But number 28, Hannah Smith, is ready for her. She plays at Chico State with the Wildcats women's lacrosse team. Norway going more aggressive on this midfield coverage now, taking a man-to-man or woman-to-woman setup to prevent that pass. But, oh, I think we're going to get a call here. And it's going to be checking the sphere. And they'll take that free position shot from the top of the 15. That could be a hard defensive move when you stand your ground, but if they come past that stick and it moves, you're still impeding their ability to go past you. Oh. Triple team there from Norway. And I think we may have a card coming for number 21, Pernille Ronlien. So now Portugal is going to have some time with a player up advantage after taking this shot. And they'll retain that advantage even if a goal is scored. Great feed into the middle, but it's a little too high. Wonderful pickup there by number 25, and she gets that shooting space call. And we have another foul, another shooting space call. It can be very difficult for those defensive players to resist that urge to crash completely in front of that player and block their positioning, but they have to allow a lane of passage for them if they're in the process for setting up a shot for safety reasons. And here we'll have a change of possession. As it wasn't a shot, the defensive team will then retain that ball. Great grab there by Maria Stenmark, sending the ball up. And you can see Portugal is ready for them, getting their defense organized on that 15-meter. And that's Christina Magori with a drive, but well defended by Portugal. So Norway's going to look for some more opportunities here. You can see that, oh wow, right in front of the net. But the goalie was ready for that. It's important to make sure you're faking the ball, making that goalie move, even if you're catching her a little bit by surprise with the feed from behind the cage. And she's going to look for the opportunity to send that ball up the field safely. And then a little bit of a risky pass there, picked up by number 35, Emilia Sivertsen. And Norway is going to take it out of the pressure zone and cool things down. Here we go, and there we go. Look, a fake, get the goalie to react and find that empty spot. Well done by number 18, Anina Janseth. And now we'll have our first timeout of the game. I think we've seen a lot of great energy from both teams in this first part of the quarter. You have Norway looking to aggressively roll that cage and send those feeds into the 15-meter. But I think we're seeing Portugal's defense wake up a little bit more, get a little bit more aggressive. You see them pressing outside of the 15. I think if they maybe bring some of those attackers down or defenders down, they can have a little bit more press from the restraining line if they use that strategically. But then we're seeing opportunities on both sides to take the ball away, create some more movements. And now we have our final 30-second warning. No one is entering before the whistle. Sometimes we get that false start call for midfielders taking that step a second too soon. And that's a great pickup by number 25. All right, we're going to see Portugal ball. Now we're going to have a bit of a discussion and a disagreement among the officials here, just on the setup. All right, so Portugal will retain ball as they move things above that 15-meter line. Norwegian defense following those switches closely. It takes a lot of communication. Are you going to stick with your player? Are you going to switch? Great pickup, confident by number 4, Ana Queiroz, as Portugal tries to get things started again. Great slide, great second slide by Norway, preventing that strong shot. And that's going to be Kina Odegaard with the save off of a great outlet to number 7 on Portugal to try and get that final goal. And it's Stina Bionis in the midfield, sending that ball down. Great passing from both teams in this game so far. Some movement from Norway on the top of the 15-meter here, but some very active defense, great footwork, low in the hips, keeping themselves aligned with those attackers. And that's going to be a push on Team Norway, Portugal ball. Sending it back to the goalie, a great idea once you get, if you want to get your defense and your midfielders organized for a safer passing option. But Norway is pressuring them tight, preventing that safe pass. Great opportunity there from number 30, but a smart check from the Norwegian team. Wonderful save by goalie Kina. And a great shot by number 30. Great pressure here from the Portuguese defense. That's going to be a little bit close to the body on Team Norway, so they will get that free position shot. And we'll see if they take it straight in or if they pass it off. And she goes straight for it. It's a little bit wide on the right, but they have great backup behind cage and will retain that possession. A lot of support here for the local team, and a great, wonderful save, but a shooting space call, and they're going to get that free position shot. No, they won't. My mistake. Portugal ball. Let's see if they can bring it up the field. We have number 16, Sage De Silva, taking the ball up top, the 15-meter, passing it off. Really active defense here from Norway, ready to make those slides. Ooh. Great defending there by Pernilla Rodlian, number 21. Resulting in a bit of a stray pass from Portugal.
Go, Red!
Oh, what an opportunity from number 16. Sage De Silva weaving her way through 3 different players, high stick, low stick, and making sure that goalie moves enough to get a great shot. She plays at the University of Indianapolis and is a left-handed player, which gives her a lot of advantages in taking sometimes goalies by surprise. Welcome back to the fourth and final quarter of this opening game between Team Portugal, our hosts, and Team Norway. We've seen great smart play from both teams so far, with 15 minutes left to decide our victor. We have number 15, Stina Bjørnnes, taking the draw for Norway, and number 21, Gabriella McCafferty, for Team Portugal. Oh, it's a great pickup by Team Portugal, but immediately taken away back by Norway. But they're going to make the most of the chaos and almost come up with a ground ball, but Team Norway gets it back, settles down the pace a bit, and begins to work the ball around. A bit of a loose situation, but they're going to get things under control here. A little bit less certain with the passing. But Team Portugal ready on defense. Oh, but it's a wonderful drive from Stina. Starts with a draw, ends with a goal. Strong start to the final quarter of this game. Portugal sends up number 3, Mafalda Costa, take the draw. He's a local player from Lisbon, plays for the Lisboa Gladiators. And it looks like Portugal did not have their players set in time, so it's going to be a change of possession, and Norway gets awarded that ball. Portugal needs to get that defense organized a little bit. They're not fully matched up, and Paulina comes through with a great bounce shot to make our score 10-2. Sorry, 10-4. You can see Portugal is re-engaging that overload strategy. They're going to have 4 people behind that defensive restraining line to help double the ball as it comes over and slow down that attack. Oh. I think everyone's pausing a bit because they saw the Portuguese player cross the line before possession was settled, and so Norway is going to come up with that possession. Oh, a great check from number 10, Joanna Navoa. But ball picked up again by Team Norway as they work this ball around. And now we can see these 3 Portuguese attackers coming up to that restraining line, adding some extra pressure as Anina Jansset yet again rolls around that crease and perfectly places the ball at the top of the net. Number 15, Stina Bjørnnes of Norway, captain, comes away with the ball again from the draw. And here we go. We have some great pressure coming now from the top of that restraining line from Portugal. And the defense was able to press that shot from Andrea Granarud a little bit wide. And here you can see Andrea has a huge amount of space to take that right-handed drive, but she decides to go in towards the defense instead. But will come away with that shooting space or push call. I missed our hand signals from the referees. Or the officials, might miss it. Oh, powerful shot, but really great save by the Portuguese goalie. She's done a great job of energizing her defense throughout this game, giving directions and helping them set up correctly with their attackers. Great pressure from Christina Magori there in the midfield. But Portugal's going to have the backup on that ball ready. Great defense there by Andrea. Set that ball off a little off course, making it hard for Portugal to pick up that ground ball. Norway's going to take the ball behind, work it around. Ooh. With a short drive by Anniken Haug that goes a little bit high off that shot. And we're going to have a switch of goalies on the Norwegian side. And we welcome number 10, Karita Haugsbø, to the game. Norway working the ball up top. Portugal is starting to push out that defense, pressuring that Norwegian player up towards the restraining line. Great idea. And number 1 gets the flag from that second defender. See what decision she makes, and she decides to send it all the way across the 15-meter, but saved by the goalie, number 28, Hannah Smith. That's a shooting space call, I think, on number 24, right in front of the net, Graça Collado. Yep, and that's a little bit of a false start. And the referees are going to have a quick discussion. And that position is going to be given back to Norway.
Defense, let's go! Number 1, get your stick out there.
Anniken Haugemstad tries to weave her way through 3 different players and unfortunately isn't able to get the goal on target there, but now retains the ball behind the nets. And there we go. A wonderful low selection on that shot placement. With great movement coming from behind the net. They've had a lot of success for that in this game, making those defenders move and react. Great pickup there by number 4, Ana Queiroz, as she takes the ball behind the net. Ana plays for Longbo University. And was the Canford Player of the Year in 2023. Norway is going to take a little bit of time with this clear, getting their goalie engaged in the game. A little bit off the stick there, with Portugal being aggressive and getting there first. Lots of pressure from Norway. And oh, going to see a bit of a tussle there between Norway and goalie Hannah Smith, but they come up with that possession. Great pressure there from number 7, Christina McGrory. And that's going to be shooting space again for Team Portugal. A little bit uncertain with the passing in this past 10 minutes for Norway. Great pressure from Portugal there, right on the restraining line. And Christina McGrory uses some great stick skills to get that ball in the net, but it's going to be a crease violation, and Portugal retains possession. Ball's picked up by number 10, Joana Nevoa, another local Portuguese player. Participated both in 6s and now in the 10v10 game. Great stop by number 28, Hannah Smith, as she looks to move that ball up quickly before Norway can press that attack pressure on them again. That was great awareness by number 16, Andrea Granerud, to make that slide, and then a final pickup by that second slide to prevent that shot, with the Norwegian defense communicating well through that. Yep. Portugal a little bit too set in their feet there, inside that 15-meter, not picking up their players as they're moving in towards that critical scoring area. Oh, and a beautiful shot by Sigrid. He chose to step back, take a little bit of breathing space, and go in for that shot. We have Paulina Friedman setting up on the draw, along with Gabriela Mahafredi for Team Portugal. It's a ground ball fight, but I think Team Portugal is going to come up with it. Great cradling, keeping that ball secure in her stick as she moves her way down. That pressure is going to come immediately from number 2, Tina Kjelsås on Team Norway, as Portugal starts to communicate and set up their play. But that is it. That is the end of the fourth quarter. And Team Norway will take that commanding win, 13-4. Congratulations to Portugal on your debut at the European Championships. And congratulations to Team Norway for a decisive win in their first game of the tournament. I believe now we will see each team pick an MVP of the game from the opposing team, with the game MVP then awarded by the officials. Great to see so many smiles on the field. And a short applause from Team Norway to Team Portugal.